Welcome to the Great Things LLC podcast, the show that celebrates people who are making an impact on the world, people creating conscious businesses that are in alignment with their own personal values. Each episode shares the wisdom, experience, and the intentions of those that are following their dreams. Hello, welcome, and Happy New Year. It's 2024, and just wanted to kick off this year with a little bit of reflection, some memories, and some lessons that I've learned that I feel like sharing. It's been a great year. If you listened to the podcast at the beginning of last year, it was quite a new time. Just started rehabbing the house. We had moved down from Anchorage, Alaska to Midway, Kentucky, near Lexington, and we were finishing up the house. So I was able to renovate an old 1913 farmhouse in about 5 months, and really enjoyed the space here. Over the year, we've had some incredible gatherings, some workshops, some ceremonies here. In addition, Great Things has grown. We have new team members, we have new offerings, and it's really been a year of building. So I am excited for what's coming up in 2024 here. Now, before I get into the year, just also excited to announce, got some incredible guests coming up on the podcast here. Sarah Beatrice, who shares her story of just extensive travel in her trek to the Mount Everest Base Camp. After that will be Patty Upton, who is listed in the Guinness Book of World Records. She and her husband, Lauren, actually drove a Jeep from the northern part of Alaska to the southern tip of South America, took a boat across the southern Atlantic Ocean, landing in South Africa and making the trip the whole way to Norway. And some of these stories are just amazing on how normal people do extraordinary things just by their desire, their passion, and their will. All right, so what were some of the big things in 2023? You know, it's right now, this time of the year, we're looking forward to, what we want to do, what we want to create, but I'm going to take a minute of reflection to really share one of the big lessons that we teach and actually learn from this year. And that is the difference and the balancing between your knowing and staying curious. In the work I do, both in coaching and the ceremonial sacred spaces, one of the things, people either come in with a very strong sense of knowing, of self, of connection with spirit, or they might come in a very open sense of wonder and awe and possibility. Will both have their benefits and their positive and their light side. There's also a shadow side to each. For example, when you have an absolute sense of knowing, it is wonderful to have that clarity of direction, but the shadow side can be that it actually limits the possibilities or the potential. It can also allow you to miss opportunities. Now, flip that coin and go to the curious side. If you're always in wonder and possibility, those people and those personality types sometimes struggle with the ability to move things forward. Where there is no grounding, there is no place to start from. And so we see this, my partner Spirit Bird and I, quite a bit in our work. So what we've been teaching is balancing your knowing with curiosity. So if you find yourself in the former place of having a very strong sense of knowing, where you're just pushing forward and you're following your passion, one thing that we suggest is introducing the concept of curiosity. So if you know something, bring it in and ask a question. Do I know this? What else is possible? Whatever those small openings of curiosity can be will broaden your outlook and bring in those possibilities. Again, flipping it to the side of your curiosity. If you feel like there's just so many options, you're having a hard time getting started, you're always dreaming, the place to start with action is to bringing in a little bit of knowing. So ask yourself, what is one thing that you know? And for an example of this, let's look at, I'll share my personal experience. I know my company has grown and my service offerings are changed. So, but I'm not sure which way they're going. So there's possibility there. And what I do is, what do I know? Well, I love working with people and I love to see immediate and impactful and long-lasting, sustainable personal development and change. Okay, so I know that. You can ask yourself another question. How do I offer that? Is that in person? Is that online? Is it in groups? And then you'll find a knowing there. So for me, I know I can do it in all three, but I really like doing it in person. So you can start to build. And the place where you can bring these together, where you have your knowing and you have an openness to curiosity, or you have curiosity and you can find your knowing, is then to be able to stand in the middle and actually hold both when you're unsure. So if you're unsure,
acknowledge that. Play with the knowing and curiosity. What is that next little step that you can take forward, either into a knowing or opening up more curiosity to have more options? So it's a very simple practice, but I suggest you give it a try, see if it fits. And we've found really great success, not only personally, but in the work of our clients. Now, as for the new year, I've said this multiple times. I've got it on my blog, but I hope you haven't set any New Year's resolutions. If you did, set those down and let's recalibrate those. Let's talk about New Year's intentions. The thing that I find most people fail on resolutions is they are a pass-fail grade. It's a binary. It's a yes, I did it, or no, I didn't. So I'm going to lose 20 pounds this year. Well, you're either going to do it or you're not. If you set an intention is a direction or a goal. So even if you get closer, you're better off. So the intention is, I want to be healthier, or I want to walk more, or be more physically active. So by using the term of more, it's relative. It's more than you're doing now. So even a little bit will reinforce that success and keep you motivated. So this is just a brief check-in. I appreciate everyone who's been listening over the year. Stay tuned for a lot of great new podcasts coming out. We have some really good guests, as I mentioned earlier. So if you're looking to do some massive personal change to really make impactful and lasting changes, please reach out. At Great Things, we offer in-person consulting. Specifically, where we work with people that have businesses or are in career transitions that actually feel the call and know that it's time to make a change, not only in themselves, but in their families or their communities. And we offer a lot of services. So if you're curious about that, please check me out at greatthingsllc.com. You can visit and see our team and some of the services we offer. But this is the time of the year to reflect on what you've done, your successes, your challenges, and what you want to change for the new year. Let's set the intention for what 2024 will bring to you and your family. And then finally, let's get a plan of action to move you along towards those goals. So thank you, Happy New Year, and best wishes for all the health, peace, joy, and prosperity that you can possibly stand in the coming year.
I hope you've enjoyed this episode of the Great Things LLC podcast. If you did, be sure to share the link with this episode with your friends, and share it to your social media with your biggest takeaway, tagging me at Great Things LLC. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. There's so much more to come. You can support me by leaving a rating and a review of the show, and that will help others to find their purpose, dream, collaborate, and create their own success story. Until next time, this is Josh Meter, your host, signing off.